Leprechaun Origins.
And
good God Almighty.
I think we've maybe slightly alluded to how we feel about this movie and the other ones. The other episodes. Using context clues, you may have been able to figure out how we feel about this movie.
Yeah, this movie, before we get into the plot, just so that, I mean, I don't know if how many people really saw this movie. No offense.
We're the two that
especially
did.
We're the two people. Or saw it in, like going to go see a Leprechaun movie. And I feel like there were people that went and saw it as a standalone horror movie instead of as a piece of a franchise, which is the way we went going into this movie, because they sort of present themselves to be a prequel. Not a prequel, but...
Yeah. It's called Leprechaun Origins.
Almost like it says Origins. Like it's an origin story for the Leprechaun that we know and love.
But it is not. So, yeah, that's what I hate about it, is that like it's part of the it is part of the franchise. They call it Leprechaun Origins, which is supposedly setting up this is where the leprechaun comes from, but it's like in present time when like there's it's already set that there's like older leprechauns, and like
even if the idea was that, okay, we're gonna make a movie where it's in present time, but these people are gonna find out where the leprechaun came from, and so you're gonna learn with them about the past of the leprechaun, it makes no damn sense. This leprechaun has never met Warwick Davis, has never met a Warwick Davis leprechaun, isn't even a distant relative, not even sure it is a leprechaun in the same way that any of the other ones are, and we don't really get any lore beyond anything we already know.
Other than it's a leprechaun.
Yeah, there is no origin. You don't explain jack shit.
It's just they look in books and there's pictures of leprechauns.
Like,
that's it.
Thanks. Yeah,
and
I saw that already, girl.
And it's not even a leprechaun like it's a monster. That's all it is. There's no talking, there's no personality, there's nothing like at all. It is just a monster that you barely see. And on top of that, so WWE did the movie, and they did See No Evil, which I actually think is a great horror movie with Kane.
Haven't seen it.
So they did it, and they used one of their wrestlers. I just had his name and now I can't remember it. Like as the leprechaun. So I would think they're casting him because he has a personality. People know who he is and will be a draw because they're gonna see him. Hornswoggle, that's his name.
Hornswoggle.
And he's just a man in suit. Like there's nothing. We
don't see him
at all. Like he just like crawls around the whole movie and you barely see him.
There was no reason to have casted someone with that kind of talent and then use none of it.
To just like bring his name in for no reason.
Yeah, like you didn't use any of his skills.
No.
Even a little bit.
No.
It seems like when you watch this movie, like someone wanted to make a movie about like a leprechaun sort of horror movie. And in order to get it to sell, or for whatever reason, they were like, what if we just sort of smacked Origins onto the beginning of it and made it part of that franchise?
Yeah, that's literally what it feels like. And they're like,
not at all. It doesn't make it doesn't fit in any way.
Someone wrote a movie about creepy leprechauns and said, what if we tied it to the Leprechaun series and just called it Origins? But it did not make sense in any context to the movie. And I try to sit there and go, okay, if I think about this movie as a non-Leprechaun movie, like take it out of the franchise, is it a good movie? And the problem is I get so upset that they made it part of the like I can't even look at it objectively, that I'm like, no.
Now just because of what they claim to be, it sucks.
Yeah.
You've set me up. You've given yourself. I had expectations for this film that you set up for me, and you did not meet them. So now I hate you. Yeah,
like so. It's kind of that way with the Child's Play remake. Yeah. Same way where I'm like, for some reason with that movie, I can kind of objectively step back and at least say if they didn't call it a Child's Play movie, that is a kind of a cool
just
killer robot doll movie.
I think that movie is really cool, and I think if they had just made it a killer doll and not Chucky, it would have been everything.
Yes, but they called it Child's Play, and it is not. No,
it's not Chucky in any way, shape, or form at all.
No.
In any way.
No.
Which is a whole episode in and of itself.
Yes.
That damn movie.
I was about to say we don't need to start, but
it is that way. That movie, I can look at it and go, oh, this is a super, super cool concept. And it's got some cool designs. The plot's good. The story's all right. That would be a fun movie on its own if they just didn't call it that. This freaking movie, though, no.
Maybe, and it could be just because that was a superior movie. And even this one wasn't that good as a horror movie on its own. But what's weird is they have some known actors in it. And it's shot well. They obviously put some money into it, stuff like that. The acting wasn't bad in it. But yeah, I just can't get past the fact that they wanted this to be a Leprechaun movie. So I feel like we have talked enough shit about it. So let's dig into the plot a little bit.
And I know that I already talk the minority amount of the time.
Majority.
Well, no. That's a joke. I was gonna say I know I already don't talk very much. Way to ruin my joke before I can even say it. What I was gonna say is to be I already don't talk very much on the podcast, but now I'm gonna take that power back, and I think I'm mainly gonna take the reins here for this movie.
You're gonna take the reins this time.
This time and this time only, I'm gonna talk the majority of the amount of time, and I'm gonna take over this one because I feel like I remember this movie more than you do.
Yeah, and
I wrote better notes.
I can't be bothered to.
You can't be bothered.
I'm so offended by this movie.
I know. Okay, so we're gonna go on a journey. This movie again, which is supposed to be Leprechaun Origins in some world, in some universe. We open this movie and we see a married couple running through a field, whatever, and they get killed by some unseen monster. Fast forward present time, our focus in this movie is a group of college-age students. We have got, and I'm so sorry, I do not know their names. I know some of their names, but not one of them.
And you don't need to.
And you don't need to. Nobody needs to. We have Sophia, who is our final girl. Her boyfriend, another couple, and their guy friend are all on this trip together in Ireland. And while Sophia and her boyfriend are there, they see these weird stones. The driver that's driving them won't even drive past the stones. There's a weird energy to this town. They're at this pub. They're hanging out. By the way, Sophia's boyfriend, do not know his name. He's a dick. I know you have to remember that much. Yeah,
no, I think that the trip was she's going to become a surgeon or she's going to medical school or something like that. And the trip was for her, I think. Mm-hmm. And then he's like, I don't want to do that thing you want to do.
But he's she's a history buff. She loves it here. And he just shits on all of her ideas. Yeah. He's a dick. Anyways, they're at this pub talking about what they want to do. And this seemingly nice Irish guy here at the pub tells them about these the god stones that they should go visit. They can tell she's into history. You should go see this thing. And the boyfriend's like, ugh, boring. Guy, do we have to? I hate you. I hate this. I hate everything. I'm the worst. And in the end, they agree that they're going to do it. They're going to have to extend their trip and go do this hike that this guy has told them about. They end up taking hitching a ride with this guy and his son and staying in this cabin that's over by this hike. Because the whole purpose of this hike, and this is the story to this leprechaun, this is sort of how they explain this one, is that there was a cave in this town where they found gold and the stones, these big stones. And they took the gold, took the stones and everything, and turned that cave into a mine. And there ended up being a massive explosion, killed everybody in the mine, And now there's been, like, everything's been shit in this town ever since. It's just terrible. The couple, that's our lore for this leprechaun. Very different from anything we've heard thus far, although we do at least get the idea that a leprechaun's pissed because his gold has been stolen. That's about it.
Yeah, and this is where they're very eloquently setting up the lore for the rest of the Leprechaun series.
Yep, this is the origin story for every leprechaun. And it's completely contradictory, especially to the, like, maybe it goes along a little bit with the very first leprechaun, which could make sense if that's the only one they're recognizing. But other than that, shit explanation for this leprechaun.
No, it's just so terrible. I don't. This is all I'm going to say the whole time. But yeah, and I think so. Basically, like the broader plot too is like, so the townsfolk are like getting these kind of tourists or whatever, and bringing them to this cabin, and they're like hanging gold around the cabin, and they're like luring these leprechauns to come kill them. And supposedly, if they do that, then the leprechauns stay away from them.
Yeah, we get the crew at the cabin. They get to the cabin these people have offered for them to stay in. It's terrible. It's ugly. There's no power. Like Uncle Bill said, the people hang gold outside. Even that's weird. We've never seen the leprechaun like be lured like that. Like he's a dog, like going after treats or something.
Yeah, and like, even then, like we see him like running through like the weeds or whatever, and it just looks. I think this is maybe where we first see that like he had like the through his eyes, or it's like a weird like thermal vision or something.
The couple very, very quickly realize that stuff is up. They hear shit outside and realize that they've been locked in this cabin. It's a whole thing. Yeah. We get the leprechaun coming through. He's like ripping this girl's piercings out and stuff, and we see him like the camera is shot from the leprechaun's perspective for a minute, and for some reason it's like a thermal camera type thing. Like he can see body temperatures, which how would that help him find gold? Yeah, if that's his purpose.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. How does that help him find gold?
Why the hell does he need to see temperatures?
Makes no sense.
Makes no damn sense. No, at no point has it ever been necessary for him to be able to tell temperatures or see, like, for that to be the only thing he can see. Makes no sense.
Think about Warwick Davis walking around chasing people down with that his vision.
Like that. Come on now. There's some fight in this cabin. It's a whole thing. The leprechaun like jumps through a wall, which is completely unlike anything. Like the leprechaun knocks on doors, he apparates, but he does not bust a wall down Kool-Aid Man style.
Yeah, no. I mean, that's why this is just a monster. It's not.
And on top of that, he looks fully black. Like this character is fully black, and he's naked. He has no clothes on, and he's on all fours, I think.
No, he doesn't have a tiny hat. He doesn't have buckled shoes.
Where is the fit? What is going on? There's no outfit on. No socks, no shoes, no shirt, no leprechaun.
No service.
No service. He's not serving anything. So we've got this leprechaun crawling around, and because he, runs through a wall, they're able to get out of this cabin, and they go to like some farmhouse. They get over there, they run to the farmhouse, and again, makes no damn sense. They get to this farmhouse, which does have power and does have all this stuff that the cabin did not have. And it is then revealed that the cabin had to have no power because the lights ward the leprechaun off.
Yeah, I think, wasn't this a house that was like, that's where the townsfolk were going to hide out? Like whenever they dropped
This is like a legit house that people live in, and that I believe, it seems like this, because it's an old man and his son running this operation that like will go stay there to watch. But in what world has he ever been scared of the light?
Yeah, none. Like he's out.
Leprechaun rolls up in casinos playing slot machines.
Yeah, no.
He doesn't give a shit if the light is on.
No.
This is crazy.
It's because, and I don't know if I've said this movie's terrible. I don't know.
So they're at this house. There's power on, so they're able to live life like no worries because God knows the leprechaun won't show up if the porch light is on. So while they're in this house, Sophia, they go down to the basement and she finds a book about leprechauns, which, okay, goody. It is called Leprechaun Origins. Maybe we're going to get an in-depth explanation about origins. Nope. Welcome leprechaun pictures, which look nothing like Warwick Davis.
Just drawings. That's it.
Just drawings of four-legged beasts.
I think drawings and then drawings of the stones. I think that was all it really.
Stones, which have never been a thing.
No.
He's never give a shit about a stone. Where's the medallion? Where are the rainbows? Where's the pot of gold? Where is anything? Where's his freaking hat? Where's his freaking hat?
Want that.
I love his hat. None of it makes sense. Even this damn book is completely contradictory to any Leprechaun movie thus far. So, which they're calling him Da the whole movie because they're Irish. It's Da.
Da.
Sean and his Da roll up to the house. They see shit's going on. Leprechauns showing up. There's a skerfuffle. Shenanigans. There's like a struggle. They're going to the house. Yada, 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 yada. One of the friends, I believe, gets picked off at this point. Ian dies. And even then, the kills aren't even freaking fun. They're not even fun. Like, Ian's just killed. Like, he's massacred, and we don't even see it, and it doesn't even make any sense. What even happened?
Make any sense.
What happened to Ian? I don't know. Who cares? So, the crew, because, like, the dad and son duo have found them at the house, so now they're running away from the house because they have realized in this book that the leprechaun cannot pass these stones. So that whole border that the driver from earlier wouldn't pass into is like the realm of the leprechaun. Once again, no, that is not the truth. The leprechaun can go to Vegas. He can go to LA. He can go to Compton. He can go to space.
Yep.
He can go wherever he wants. Stones be damned. When has a stone stopped him?
Never. Not a damn time.
Not a single damn time. So, whatever. They're like, we're just going to have to run past these stones. Like, that's what we're going to have to do. Period. They run out, and they're running past these stones, and this old lady rolls up in a truck. I can't remember if she's old. It doesn't matter if she's old.
Just a lady.
She rolls up in a truck, and they're like, okay, great. Like, pick us up, drive us past these stones. Which is sus as hell. You've already had townspeople, friendly townspeople have already set you up to be sacrificed to a leprechaun?
We all see it. They're the only people that don't.
It's sus as hell. And they hop into this truck, and naturally, she rolls up, drops off. She's literally driven them to the dad and son duo. Like, they just met up I don't know if this is a universal experience, but like when divorced parents go to exchange their children.
Yep. They go.
It is that
at McDonald's. They go to
at McDonald's.
Yeah, McDonald's parking lot. Trade them out.
That is exactly the situation here. And Sean, who is the son of the father-son duo, he is feeling very weird about this. Like, he does not like the idea of these innocent people dying, which is important. But the dad is like, bitch, if we get this leprechaun extra people, he's gonna calm down.
Not gonna kill us.
Which again doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. The leprechaun has never cared about a kill count. It's not like he's hungry. He wants his gold back. And the leprechaun, when he doesn't get his gold, he doesn't kill people to make up for the gold. He kills people until he gets his gold back.
Yep.
There is no world in which he'd be like, just bring me a bitch every week and I'll be fine. No, he won't.
There's no sacrificing to the leprechaun.
No, he just wants his gold. Like, he will get high with you. He doesn't care about a body count. Like,
as long as you don't have his gold,
it's fine. Chill. So whatever, because these people haven't done anything to him. Nope. They've done nothing to the leprechaun, but he is out for blood on all fours, running around like a dog. The freak.
It's no leprechaun of mine.
No leprechaun of mine. So they are all hijinks by this crew. They're all they all get tied to trees. Leprechaun rolls up, yanks a girl who he already yanked the earring out of this one girl's ear. Then rolls up, yanks her tongue piercing out. Like,
yeah, because they tie him to a tree and then put gold around them, which lures the leprechaun.
Once again, like he's some mindless animal.
Yep.
Who is lured by like, you know, putting a little piece of bacon on medicine for a dog. Like, leprechaun, it's like the leprechaun has facial recognition. He knows who these people are. Makes no sense personality wise. Doesn't matter. It's because this movie's dumb. David, one of the friends, leprechaun like slashes his stomach open. He gets up, frees the girls. It's a whole thing. So now
sacrifices himself.
Good for him. The girls and Sophia's boyfriend make a run for it. But I know this girl dies. I can't remember at what point this one girl dies. Oh no, I do remember. Okay. Keep with it. I gotta stay with me here. They go back and they end up going to the cabin because they're thinking about like luring him and killing the leprechaun. So the Sophia and her boyfriend are in this house, like they're running around, and Sophia has an axe and she's ready to get the leprechaun as soon as he runs through this furnace.
Okay.
And the leprechaun, who up until this point has been a mindless, wandering dog, tempted only by temperatures and smells and like sensing his gold, comes up with this little hijinks where he makes it seem like he's gonna run through, but then he tosses the friend in.
Yeah.
And Sophia hacks the crap out of her friend and kills her.
Kills her friend.
Mm-hmm. So suddenly Leprechaun has a brain and is pranking people.
Suddenly he's smart.
Suddenly he can do shit, which we have not seen him do.
This is where he's turning into Warwick now. He's getting there. He's, you know.
He's trying and failing, but it's fine. So they kill the friend, and Sophia and her boyfriend are like, we're going to run out the truck. We're going to get out of here. They get to the truck. They have an argument because the boyfriend is just going to ditch his girlfriend's ass. Like, he's just running off in front of her. Because I think you even said something. You were like, there's no situation where Aunt Amy would be behind me when we're running from something.
Oh, hell no. Yeah, like, how would that... And then, like, yeah, like...
like, we're running from something, and you're behind me. I can't even see you. Yeah. Like, I'm six paces
Come on,
ahead.
babe, keep up.
Seriously. No. So they can't get to the truck. She's got to get keys. Doesn't matter. The boyfriend, at least, because Sophia has to go get the keys off of Ian's dead body to get this truck so they can leave. So the boyfriend distracts the leprechaun so that Sophia can go and do this. And he kills the boyfriend. Sucks to suck. Finally, Dick got. So Sophia, she goes to get in the truck, drives off, but the leprechaun's on top of it, damaging the shit out of it. She like crashes it into a tree stump. She's dazed, probably concussed, runs back to the farmhouse because she's got to find somewhere, where she goes to the attic and sits in a corner and is dead silent.
I remember us talking about this immediately. Yeah.
Dead silent. And the leprechaun comes within, I don't know, anywhere near her, starts violently sobbing. Just starts crying so hard.
The moment that you need to be quiet is when you can't. And it's just like Returns, when the girl goes and hides in the closet.
Oh my God.
But as soon as she hears a sound, she gets out of the closet.
Seriously,
it's like,
who's that?
What's the point? What's the point?
Why'd you even go in there? So she goes up to the thing, and she's crying, this whole thing. Sean and the old man show up into this house, and now they're struggling. Sean does not want Sophia to get out. Sophia is saved by Sean, who turns the gun to his dad and is like, Sophia, just run. Like, just get out of here. Leprechaun kills the dad because he finds him in the basement, and Sean just collapses in sadness, even though he was literally about to kill his own dad. But then as soon as his dad is killed, he's like,
does the leprechaun get Sean at that point?
Yeah, the leprechaun finds the dad in the basement, kills him, and I think he kills Sean.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I'm
gonna guess.
Yeah,
and we're gonna assume.
Yeah, one can only hope.
One can only cross our fingers and pray that he got caught. And with that, Sophia is able to, she
gets in a car and I think at this, so Sean's Sean's dead, so I think at that point she just is like
She leaves.
running. She
Now
leaves,
she's out,
and
making it to the stones.
yeah,
Leprechaun rolls up, and she cuts his head off.
yeah, she finds a shovel or something, right? Or
And even that's freaking annoying. Because I mean, do you remember the slicing?
yeah, it was weird. It was like when she cuts his head off, it's like at the neck or something. But then when it shows it on the ground, it's like from the top of the
like nose up or something.
Yeah, nose up, and it was like, well, how do you even make that mistake?
Yeah, how did you even get that wrong, girl?
Yeah, like okay, and I was like, oh god. But we do get the callback to part 1. Doesn't she say, oh, what I can never like.
F you Lucky Charms?
Yeah, is it F you Lucky?
She says, F you Lucky Charms. So if at any point in this you sat there and went, well, maybe this really isn't supposed to be part of the franchise and you're just assuming that it's part of the franchise, but really this is a standalone film. No, it's not.
No.
They directly call back to the first film, which just makes them look like even bigger friggin' morons because it's the only thing that draws any connection at all.
Yeah, no. And I'm like, okay, were they trying to completely reboot it and then they were going to start from here? But then it's like,
that would have been horrifying.
Yeah, because then like, okay, maybe if you ended the movie where you can see him turning into the like leprechaun we know, but no. And then, yeah, because then I think she's like running towards the stones and I think we see like a bunch of leprechauns like running towards her or something.
Because then now it looks like there's multiple 4-legged, naked, furry freaks.
Yeah. Oh, what did Aunt Amy call it? What did she say? Is that a leprechaun or a monkey skeleton? That's what she,
because really, what is it?
Yeah. It's just, I mean.
It's not the leprechaun in any way.
At all.
The temperature stuff makes no sense. His behaviors make no sense. He doesn't talk at all. You don't see him at all. There's no rhyming. There's no jokes. There's nothing.
There's nothing that connects it to any of the rest of the series.
No.
Other than F you Lucky Charms. That's
other
it.
than that. And it could have been a fine monster movie if they just made it some Leprechaun-esque, like its own thing. But you go to call it Leprechaun Origins and have callbacks to the first movie, you're insane.
No. Yeah. I don't know what they could have called it because even if you allude to Leprechaun, people are going to make that connection anyway.
But they could have just
But, yeah.
There are 800 werewolf movies, and none of us are assuming that it's the same werewolf. Like, no, there are 100 million different zombie movies with different zombies of origins. We're all fine with it. You could have called it, like, Leprechaun Nightmare, like Irish Nightmare. What was the other one? Irish Wish, the Lindsay Lohan movie.
Oh,
Irish Wish.
Yeah.
Irish Nightmare. Whatever. You could have done a lot. And it would have been fine. Or you could have done a big moment where you're like, guys, I know it's called Leprechaun Origins, but it's not connected to that leprechaun.
Not at all.
And then we would have been fine. But
no.
now we have beef the house down because what the is this movie?
Now we have this crap.
Now I got this shit that you're saying is an origin story, and it makes no damn sense.
So did we want to give a rating on it? Or
So I'd give it a 7 out of 10.
Well, that being said, it was pretty good.
No. Okay. So now that brings us to the end. We have now talked about every single installment of the Leprechaun franchise.
We have gotten through it. All of them.
Deep breaths. Find our inner chi.
Now we can review some other movies.
Thank God.
And I think we're going to do that for a while.
I know, because I think we're going on now. It's been like a month since we actually sat down and watched all of these movies.
Yeah.
And my memory is fizzling away as we speak.
Yeah. I'm old enough that I'm like, I actually need to be recording these as I'm watching them.
Yeah. Because I forget.
There's no other way at this point. No.
So do we want to, now that we've wrapped it up, we've talked about all of it. Maybe we can finish. We can give our final rankings from best to worst. And I don't know, any of our final thoughts.
So, yeah, if we're going to, let's do a ranking best to worst.
Mm-hmm.
I think both of our top is the original, is Lep. I think that's as much as some of these have kind of jockeyed for place as we've we've continued to watch them. That one still is the best.
Still the best. Without a doubt, it remains the best out of the entire franchise.
That one's the best.
Mm-hmm.
For me, the second one is,
I think we agree on this as well.
Yeah, is In the Hood.
Yeah, Leprechaun in the Hood. The
Leprechaun
first
in the
one
Hood.
is my number 2 as well.
After watching 2 again, like I was like, ooh, maybe that's gonna, but no, it's still, that one's still sticking. It still just has enough weight to it.
It's so good.
Yeah.
It's such a great movie.
Yeah.
And I think we agree on our number 3 spot as well. I think it was Leprechaun, Lep in the Hood, Leprechaun 2.
Yep. Leprechaun 2.
That one is so fun.
That one's a little one that was originally further down on my list, but just it's just so fun. Like, and it's with Bridget and
Bridget
like,
and Monty. It's great.
Chili
Morty.
Dogs. Morty, yeah.
Let's call him Monty.
Yeah.
Morty.
I was Montified.
Montified. We've got Morty. We got chili dogs. We got. What else could you want?
You just can't beat that.
No.
Can't beat that.
No, you can't. I think we differ on our number 4 spot, though.
Yeah.
We're all good with Lep space Lep 2. For me, number 4 is going to be Leprechaun Returns. I really like that movie.
Yeah, I'm going to have space there. Like, that's Lep in space. That's my number 4. But I think what it is, we've swapped, and Returns is my next number 5.
And space is my number 5.
So
we're just interchanged there.
But those are close for me too, though. I mean, I could argue with myself on either one.
They're 5 or 6. They're interchangeable. They can be either one. Those two are so solid. They're funny. They're good.
And then Loretta Longboob comes in.
Then we get Loretta Longboob, Leprechaun 3.
Leprechaun 3. Still a great movie.
Mm-hmm.
Just those other ones just kind of, push it out just a little bit.
Yeah.
And then I think is
followed by Leprechaun 2.
Followed by
In the Hood.
In the Hood.
In the Hood. Back to the Hood.
Back to the Hood. And then
the big fat stinker of it all.
The big fat leprechaun dump that we saw in 3.
Yeah. Big leprechaun poop that we saw.
2 and 3. I still like when I try to think of a scene. I'm like, wait, was that 2 or 3? Yeah. So yeah,
Origins. So we're good. Our rankings are pretty much smack dab even. Leprechaun, Lep in the Hood, Leprechaun 2, Lep in Space or Leprechaun Returns. Anyway, Leprechaun 3, Back to the Hood, Origins.
Yep.
Bing, bang, bong. There's our ranking.
Bang, bang, bong.
Bong. 98 hours later to get our final thoughts and opinions about this franchise.
For those of y'all that have stuck with us, you're a better man than I am.
There we go. There it is.
Thanks for watching this episode. If you enjoyed it, hit like and subscribe. And tune in next time to The Fear Review, where the fear is family.